Okay guys, so yesterday we received the first batch of paralenz underwater cameras in South Africa, and I thought I'd share the first unboxing of a paralenz with you and then tell you a little bit more about this camera. So let's proceed to open the little magic box. Okay, so before we open the magic box, there's a bit of a top 10 benefits of this camera. You guys can zoom in on it and have a look at it a bit later. I'll tell you a bit more as we open the box and go through the camera. So, nice thing that paralenz has, no plastic in the box. That's what they promised us. There's a list of what's in the box. So let's have a look. Nice hard shell case of the camera. Okay, nicely packaged. What you have is you have a small tub of silicone grease. You have the camera itself. You have a USB charging cable. You have your cord that goes on your arm to make sure you don't lose your camera. And you have a set of 3 O-rings to use as spares. Okay. So let's have a look at this nice piece of kit. First of all, the camera is made from aircraft aluminium, high-grade aircraft aluminium, rated out of the box 250 meters. It has one of the longest battery lives of any camera, never mind underwater cameras. The beauty of this camera is no distortion underwater, 140 degrees lens, but no distortion. Okay, here's the camera. A little slide button, and let's open the back of the camera. Very simple. It's the only place where you open the camera, and what you do have is a USB charging port, and you have a slot for your micro SD card. Okay, which I love with this camera is the haptic feedback. Whenever you push the button, the camera vibrates, so you can actually operate with gloves on and you can feel the vibration, as opposed to try and look for a flashing light or not sure if your camera is on or not. The camera is off position, all the switches are magnetic, and you have basically a menu that you run through by just flicking the blue bezel around. The moment the camera is off, if I hold the button forward, I just felt the vibration. And as you guys can see at the back there, the camera just came on. At the moment, it's telling me white balance auto, DCC off. We're going to talk about those functions in about a minute or so. What you have is you then have a video setting. And when you're in the video setting, you can choose underwater, you can choose different modes or different quality that you want to shoot in, all the way up to 4K video if you want. Obviously, the higher your quality of your footage is, or your film is, the more space it takes up on the SD card, and the shorter your battery life does become. Snapshot function, very, very simple. When you want to take a snapshot, you literally take that, and I'm going to take a photo of myself, push the button, and I could feel the vibration, and it shows you that it's just taken a JPEG photo in the back. If you've just taken your little JPEG photo and you see a shark swimming past fast and you don't have time to switch back to video, simply take the camera, hold the button down and follow the shark. And there was just 2 small vibrations on it now. Follow the shark. Once you've seen your shark, let go, and immediately you see it said video saved on the back. So even while you're in camera mode, you have the option to go into video mode or immediately should you see something. You have a settings button. All right. On the settings button, this is where you go into Wi-Fi. You'll set your cell phone or your tablet or whatever. You'll set it into onto your Wi-Fi or your phone. You'll pick up the Wi-Fi there, the Wi-Fi network. That's the word I was looking for. And you can then proceed to use the app, and I'll show you a bit about the app a bit later, to download, change the settings on your camera as well. And a cool new feature they got now is you can actually go live. In other words, somebody else can walk around with your camera and you can have a live video of your whatever your shenanigans are. Obviously above water, not underwater. You have a lock function, which basically locks the unit, all right? So you can't push buttons and nothing happens and nothing changes on the system. If you want to switch it off again, you go to off and you just push the button in for 2 or 3 or 4 seconds. The camera vibrates and it basically, boom, there's the vibration, and goodbye, your camera switches off. I'm going to talk through every one of the features separately now and show you how to set them as well. This menu, you'll see there's your Wi-Fi on off option, and as you push the buttons, you're scrolling through the options, all right? Wi-Fi I've spoken about, you're going to connect it to your cell phone and use your paralenz app. The white balance or DCC, depth color compensating feature, is what makes this camera unique. White balance, we all know, as you go deeper, colors change or colors disappear, red disappears first. What the DCC does, it puts that color back. It effectively has the same effect as having a red or a green or a blue filter, not a blue filter, but a red or green filter over the top of your camera. But because the camera has a depth sensor in it, it actually adjusts minutely every meter that you go deeper. It adjusts for the loss of that red color. What you will do is you look at the water that you're going to be diving in. It's going to be blue or green water, and you're going to set your DCC either to blue or to green and just do your dive. Another beautiful feature of this camera, which I'll flick through the settings and you guys will see. So there we have your video option, in other words your 2K video, that's your normal video that I'll be shooting. You can set it on there. That's where you set the custom video, where I set the 4K 30 frames per second. Overlay is you can actually have your depth and temperature show on your video as you go through your video, or you can switch the overlay off and you have nothing on your video, or you can switch it on, of course. Auto record, beautiful function. You can switch it to go on at 0.3 meters, 0.9 and 1.5 meters. The camera will switch on automatically when you hit that depth, and it will switch off 20 seconds after servicing. Ideal for speros that don't want to bother with cameras between loading guns and stuff like that. And in your advanced settings, again, easier to look at your on the app and go through all of your advanced